Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today we are going to learn about types of databases. It may be relational, NoSQL, column database, object oriented and many other. Today we are going to learn about these databases. Okay, so first tell me, why do we need so many types? Why? Because your data may be a photo, maybe a video, maybe some YouTube comments, or maybe details regarding the employees. Okay, so your data can be many types. Depending on this, you have to select which types of database you are going to use. Perfect. Now, the first one is relational database. Relational database means in that database there is a relationship between tables. In your company, let me write here. In your company, you have to keep the details of the employees. Okay, so you have created two tables. One is employee table, another one is department table. So in employee table, you are keeping their personal details, their ID, name, age. In department table, you are keeping ID, department. Okay, now you can create a connection between these two tables using this ID column. So we can say there is a relationship between these tables. Okay, so the complete thing is known as database, and there is a relationship using the ID column. So we can say this is a relational database. In this database, a relationship is existing between these two tables. Okay, and you can keep your data in row format. So it is structured. Okay, so for these types of data, you have to use relational database. And for using this relational database, you have to talk to the database, and for that purpose, you have to know SQL, that is structured query language. Now the second type of database is NoSQL database. Here you cannot use SQL. If in your Instagram profile, I tell you that keep all the comments in a particular database. So tell me, can you write that in a row table format like this one? Because in your Instagram, you can have one comment. There can be many more sub comments, and in response to this comment there can be many more sub comments. So is it structured? Can you write this in this tabular format? No. So for these types of data you have to use NoSQL database, and one famous database you may know is MongoDB. Okay, now the third one. Now the third one is column database. What is column database? See, here we are keeping them in row manner. So I can say that this is ID 1, 2, 3. Name A, B, C. Age 30, 35, 40. Okay. Now if I tell you to keep this thing in column database, what you have to do? You have to write in this way. ID, name, age. So ID 1, 2, 3. Name A, B, C. Age 30, 35, 40. Okay. Okay, and these types of column database is mainly used for analyzation. Okay, Amazon Redshift, Google BigQuery. So these are the example of column database. Okay, and the next one is object oriented database. If you know what is object, object is an instance of a class. So here you keep your data in object format. It's like, let's say you have a car. So you will write car type, car model, car manufactured year. Okay, so in this format you keep all the details of car. The car is an object. Okay, clear? Here you can take the advantage of polymorphism, inheritance, all these things. Okay, so in that scenario you use object oriented. Now what is the fourth one? Hierarchical database. Hierarchical database, where you have to maintain a hierarchy. It's like in your company, you want to keep the details in a hierarchical format. So you can write in this way. Company, here you write HR department. So here you mention about employee A, about employee B. You have another department, sales department. Here you mention about employee C, employee D, one more department. Okay, so you are keeping in a hierarchical manner. In that scenario, you have to use hierarchical database. Okay. Now the next one is graph database, where you create graph database. This database is mainly for storing graph structured data. Let me show you an image. Graph database. See, it looks like this. Okay, it looks like this. In this format, if you want to store your data, then you have to use graph database. Okay, Amazon, Neptune, these are the example of this graph database. And the last one is key value database. The last one is key value database. This is kind of like a dictionary where you have a key and you have a value. Let's say if I write key and this side I write value. Now you have user ID 1. So for this you are keeping name, name is A, age, age is 20. Sorry. Same for user 2, you write name, B, age 30. Okay. Okay, so you are keeping the data in a key value format that is known as key value database. Okay, and examples of key value database is DynamoDB. Okay, so we have understood what is relational database when there is a relationship between different tables. NoSQL database when it doesn't follow any strict table row format. So SQL cannot be used. That is why it is NoSQL database. Column database where you store the data in column manner rather than making rows. Number 4 is object oriented database. Everything is like an object here, so you have to create some properties and like make, model year, methods for car rental service, and you can take the advantages of different kinds of polymorphism, inheritance, what are the properties of object, like that. Next one is hierarchical database. Hierarchical database is where you maintain a hierarchy, organizational chart, like CEO is at the top, then you can write the managers, then you can write about employees under each manager, like this way. Okay, and next one is graph database, where you create a graph to make a connection, like recommendation system, like social network connections. And the last one is key value database, where you have a key and you have corresponding value. Okay, so depending on your need, you can choose which types of database you are going to work with. But here we are going to learn about relational database, and we are going to learn about the SQL queries that is helped to work with relational database. Okay, clear? So bye, happy learning.